I didn't sleep that night. Not because I was scared, because my brain wouldn't shut the hell up. Every time I closed my eyes, I saw her face. My face, but smoother, younger, less tired. Like life hadn't taken a bat to her knees yet. I kept thinking, how long? How long had this been happening right under my nose? At 5:12 a.m., while the city was still half dead and my kids were snoring like tiny chainsaws, I opened my laptop again. Operation Mirror wasn't a cute name. It was a warning. First thing I did was pull my old work contacts, people I hadn't spoken to in years, people Evan thought I'd outgrown, people who owed me favors. Turns out, you don't really lose power. You just stop using it for a while. By 9 a.m., I knew everything about Kara Blake. And let me tell you, she wasn't some random girl Evan picked up off Instagram. No, she was carefully chosen. Kara Blake grew up in Ohio, small town, big dreams, dropped out of college with student loans chasing her like wolves. She moved to New York at 22, chasing opportunity. Translation, broke, ambitious, and easy to manipulate. She worked temp jobs, assistant gigs, shadow roles, and then she met Evan. He hired her as an admin consultant. Within 6 months, he paid for her apartment. Within a year, he paid for her wardrobe. Within 18 months, he turned her into me. Same haircut, same neutral makeup, same posture. He even taught her how I used to sign my name. That part made my stomach twist. Here's the sickest part. She didn't just copy my look. She copied my life. She knew my kids' names, my birthday, where I went to college. She even practiced my voice. I found recordings on Evan's old cloud backup. Yeah, he was that arrogant. Audio files labeled Lauren phone practice, Lauren tired tone, Lauren confident tone. I felt like throwing up. He wasn't just stealing my identity, he was erasing me. By noon, my lawyer, Rachel Cohen, called me back. She didn't sugarcoat anything. Lauren, she said, this isn't just fraud. This is identity impersonation at a federal level. Good. I didn't want him slapped, I wanted him buried. Rachel told me to sit tight, to let the bank stall the transactions, to not confront Evan yet. I ignored that last part, because Evan had one weakness. He liked control, and men like that, they get sloppy when they think they're winning. So I called him, put on my soft voice, the one he thought meant obedience. Hey, I said, quick question. Pause. Lauren? His tone tightened. Is everything okay? I smiled. Oh, yeah, just wondering, are you in the city today? Silence. Then, why? No reason, just the bank called. That did it. His breathing changed. Which bank? Bingo! An hour later, he showed up at my apartment, unannounced, just like old times. He stood there in his tailored jacket, acting calm like I was still the woman who apologized for existing. Hey, he said, what's going on? I leaned against the doorframe. Oh, nothing, just apparently I own a brownstone now. His face twitched, just for half a second, but I caught it. He tried to gaslight me. Of course he did. Said it was temporary, said it was for business, said I'd agreed. Classic Evan. So I played dumb. Cool, I said. Then you won't mind if I come to the bank with you tomorrow. He stiffened. Why would you need to do that? I shrugged. Because I'm the one whose name's on everything. Long pause. Then he smiled. That fake, calm smile. Lauren, you're stressed. You've been under a lot. Ah, there it is, the crazy wife card. That night, I followed him. Yeah, I know, not smart, but I needed to see her. He parked front of a high-rise in Midtown, luxury building, doorman, valet. I stayed across the street. And then she walked out, Kara, wearing my jacket, laughing. She touched his arm like she belonged there. and something inside me went dead quiet. They didn't see me. They never do. Women like me fade into the background when we stop being useful, and I used that. Next day, Rachel called. "Lauren," she said, "we've frozen the assets." I closed my eyes. Good. "But," she added, "he's trying to move money offshore, Cayman accounts." Of course he was. "Let him," I said. Rachel paused. "Lauren, what are you planning?" I smiled. "Mirror him." That afternoon, I walked into the bank. Not angry, not frantic, calm, confident. I asked for a meeting, requested verification, and guess who was already there? Kara, sitting in my chair. She looked up when I entered. Our eyes locked, and for the first time, she looked scared, because standing in front of her was the real thing. "Hi," I said sweetly. "I'm Lauren Mitchell." The bank manager blinked. Kara froze, and Evan finally understood. The game had changed.